Had to get that out there just so you guys had that. Hey, greetings, fellow flyers. What are y'all up to? It's a night. It's a day. It's happening. We're here. How are y'all doing? Welcome to 2025. The brand new year, brand new place, brand new thing for everybody to get on what they get on and see what happens in the world today. The holiday stuff is over, I think. For those of y'all that celebrated this holiday, yeah, sure got over it. I'm glad y'all got over it. Y'all needed to get over it. It's a long ass holiday season. Now we're gonna get into the cold ass part of the year up here in the northern hemisphere. Some places colder than others. Here in Wisconsin, we're supposed to. Well, we're like 20 today. We're supposed to dip down even colder and just being colder and colder and colder. So, we have that to look forward to. And that's a blessing. Yeah. How are y'all doing anyway? Y'all doing pretty good? You know, I have any news out there? We had a shit show the other night, didn't we? So I was gonna do other shows, but then the holidays were upon us, and I'm like an idiot. I totally forgot that we had like other shows to do. So sorry about that. We'll be back after a new and improved 2025, assuming all of us make it through this without going to war, getting killed by Nazi radicals or some stupid crap. I don't know, heart disease. What kills people nowadays? I don't know. Asteroids, volcanoes, earthquakes. You know, all the natural stuff that doesn't usually happen. Usually it's just get killed by idiots around with guns. Oh, hey, Robert, to answer your question, which I didn't respond to. I'm sorry, because like I said, I've been off the computer as much as I've been on it. But yeah, the address is still the same. Send something my way. Either or with the hitch. Kind of want to see the hitch, but like done your way. But you ain't got to. I mean, I know it's just as easy for you as it is without it. So, however you want to play it, I'll take it. Hey, have y'all experienced, like, if you remember a few years back, we did a show. The good people of Pelican Paper gave us some free samples so we can play with the paper, and the paper had to deal with waterproofing. Yeah, that was kind of cool. And obviously that would make your planes a little bit more pricey if you were to start making them out of that. I don't know if any of y'all jumped on that bandwagon. It's definitely a good way to go to make them that much closer to indestructible, although folding them is, a bit of a beast. Anyway, y'all seen this paper that, like, I gotta get a notebook of it. I'm gonna bring it tomorrow and we'll check it out. But there's a notebook paper that actually, like, serves as digital paper. Like, you can, I don't know what it's called, like live transcribe, and whatever you write can be transcribed onto digital or something like that. Y'all heard of this? Y'all seen this? I don't remember what it's called, but it's out there. I suggest you check it out. It just an interesting option, because I don't know if you can use a stylus. I know you can write in ink because the notebooks are regular notebook paper and it's inkable, but I think somehow you touch on I don't know. I'll get the details of it. I'll bring it. We'll introduce it on the show. Seems kind of a good idea. I don't know if that's really how it goes or how it works or whatever, but we should look into it and see, what makes it what it is, I don't know what makes it what it is. We'll see what happens. But so yeah, I felt like just getting the show out to y'all. I wanted to say Happy New Year. See how everybody's doing, stuff like that. But I also was like trying to, like, ooh, this paper is. You can't see. Can you see it? Paper is cotton fiber. It's good stuff. See that? It's like watermarked. It's 2552. I can't read. Hut. Trying to see what it says. It is 25% cotton fiber. Man. So this is a cloth plane? I don't know what I want to build out of something. See, you get all this paper and you get all this nice sheets, and then you're like, do I want to build something out of this? Because it's not. Like this sales, but there's more. Nothing held back. This is really thick paper. Well, I got an idea. All right, we'll use this. I got an idea. I don't want to use the cotton paper because I want to make sure I build something that's actually going to freaking work with it. You know what I'm saying? This paper is so thick. It is so thick that I think the best thing to do with this paper is to not try to fold it into something. I think it's best to try to cut it. Cutting is a better option. Here I go with the scissors again, Mark. You believe this crap? Why am I doing this? I don't know why I'm doing this. I shouldn't be doing the scissors. Apologies I'm not making this one live just because I'm being a little bit slower too, of course, because I'm a little bit tired. Not under the weather. Everything's okay. I got like 2 hours sleep last night. I just could not sleep for some reason. Maybe it was excitement. Maybe it was, I don't know what it was. Horrible. But I didn't sleep very well, so I'm like way slower than I thought I would be at this time right now. I don't know why. I don't know. But we're doing like a build on you. Isn't that cool? Here we are doing a build with you. Didn't believe that would happen or not. This is turning out to be something. There's something that's turning out to be. I gotta do this for you people. Get your wall calendars. I'm trying to order my calendar now. I really am actually trying to place an order for a calendar. Try to make it a reasonable time frame. What was I doing? 5.5 inches to some meters. So, not miles. God, you people are so fucking stupid. So this is 14 centimeters by, if only I knew. No. 21.5 centimeters. I feel that's important. So I do that. 14 by 20. Did you get that? 24? Did I say that? 22. Yeah, 21.5. 14 by 21.5 centimeters. I know that's important to you people. I've gotta keep track of it. Yeah, it's gonna be a phase. Of course, it's gonna be a phase. Why would it not be anything else? Now, I'm not making this a how to build because, first of all, I've done this many times. There'll be an official one, but second of all, like, what do you need that for? If I'm making it in front of you, you don't need help. Pause the video. You got a problem? Go back, redo it. I mean, it doesn't take a genius. Hey, Mark, looks like a Diablo, doesn't it? See, here's where what me and him talked about. This is where we talk about like how, what your intent to build is and what it's going to look like and blah, 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 how it gets built, blah, 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 blah. See, this is a real gray area on what we discussed because my intent is to make a phase. Now, we both know, and maybe y'all know, that like a Diablo, I've made that plane before, but like the whole point of those planes was that I made the single papers before. Diablo is a single paper. But the thing about this is where the real gray area, like, I mean, if ever there was a gray area, this is the biggest gray area because this plane, when the paper is this thick, any phase, like if it was notebook paper especially, but if it was even regular copy paper, I wouldn't be I'd be double folding it. I wouldn't have cut off that first piece that you saw me cut off. That would be included to help make this thick. But see, this thing's already pretty thick because of what it is. So it's like, what am I making? You know, I'm making Diablo. I'm making a phase. See what I'm saying? Like this is where the area gets so gray. It's like foggy. But we know what's going on. Like I'm not trying to like antagonize. I'm not trying to further along any thoughts or processes on that. It's like, okay, you know what this is. This is like I know what I was building. You know what I was building. Good night. You know. So be my first plane of the year. How many of y'all can say y'all built at least one plane every year for 40 years? I actually honestly don't know if I can say that. But I'm damn close. January. This is a very unusual, like we don't usually get the Coda bird for January, which is really weird. Like when you grow up, it's a little bit different. Like lately I haven't. JA02. 25. Wow. I remember fake coding a couple birds 30 years ago with these numbers, thinking like, what if I don't make it? What if we do something stupid? You know, now I got it on there. Yep. Oh, JO3. Oh, God. Oh, you know. Yeah, you know. I learned a new trick. So when building these planes, remember I said I was going to make this fuselage smaller again, so I make the wings bigger. Learned a newer trick too. It was really stupid, but I say like to make it truly symmetrical, you want to get all your folds in while it's like before you make the finals. In which case I would have put in anhedrals on here or winglets on here, but I didn't do that. Folded the wing down, but because this is to be a phase 3, see, now I did this on purpose because I wanted to see where the line was going to be. So I can cut first while the line is, because I want the anhedral to retain that. Ooh, unless I make it special. But I want to make sure I cut my rudder. Yeah. I'm like crazy like that. It's pretty close. One of the things I try to do when I do that is you cut the rudder slant to match the nose slant. So I always try to put like the nose cut on the tip here and see if it blends to make it perfectly square. Yeah, it didn't work. Don't get me wrong, it's not something I do often. I don't try to do that. Don't really care about doing that per se, but it's a nice touch. But how about this? See that? Try something a little new and improved here. Just because I can. Yes, I can. Man, on paper like this, a little bit harder than it normally would be. So really I'm just kind of like torturing in the paper. There you go. There you go. Now where you at? Where you at? There you go. There you go. Alright. Yeah, I like those. I don't do the ridges as much as I'd like to. But I should try it. Should get it in there. You know, like a nice touch to having something different for your bird. Grand reopening. So, what do y'all think? Y'all think like it's gonna be a good year? You think it's gonna be? They're gonna get some nuclear war going on. They go get some flight. They go get like, I don't know. I don't know. But hanging out with the family a lot lately is, well, most people should be doing it this time of year. So I haven't been able to keep track of anything too obvious or stuff other than, regular news. And I don't care enough about people to people, so there's that. Yeah, if you notice the way I fold, and obviously is just every way I'm doing is to make sure that this plane stays. Everybody knows symmetrical. You want symmetricality. If you want your plane to glide good. Part of my thing, not sleeping last night, was an interesting documentary or talking about, like, I don't know if it was like modern marvels or some kind of thing on the Science Channel. It was kind of cool, and they were talking about winglets. They're talking about true winglets, like on aircraft now, like the pressures over a wing and the drag and the vortices, like that word, Mark. The vortices created by aircraft off the wingtips. So we invented getting a little bit of weight because this plane's going to be extremely heavy. Whoa. Yeah. Bashing my head. So we invented winglets, and for some odd reason, I don't know, like if anybody has been around long enough and paid attention to it long enough, like if you were a kid and you were growing up back in the day, if you were anything older than 20 years, and like a lot of the fleets didn't have winglets, like we used to have to space out aircraft a lot more to not cause crashes. Like it's weird looking back on it, but when you do look back on it, you realize exactly what we've done to overcome certain things. And like planes used to crash and we didn't even know about like wing wake turbulence is what, like, if you follow too close proximity, you end up in that, you stall, you can crash because it's disturbed air. And they found out, the bigger the plane, the bigger the wing, the more turbulence comes off the air. So they created the winglets, but we didn't know about it. So we had crashes because of it. And we only figured that, I think we only figured that out actually basically in the mid to late 80s after a couple crashes. And because planes would follow them in too closely on landing or just closely in general. But now, like I said, so if you grew up as a kid and you realize, like, waiting for the landing cue, if you go to a major airport now and you see planes coming in for a landing, it looks like you can see a line. There's usually 3 or 4 bright lights coming in if one's touching down immediately. Didn't used to be that way. If you was a kid, you could only see 2, maybe you'd see the 3rd. Because they didn't have winglets, because the wing wake turbulence was so real, it was so big, was so major that you couldn't follow planes in that close. Now they can. They can space them out. Like, we can get you on the ground quicker because of that. And, like, again, that's something like, wow, 20 years upon 20 years. 20 years was crashes. 20 years we figured it out. So we staggered them longer distances. And then 20 years later, back to closer distances because all of our planes, or most of our planes, have winglets. But you can see it in practice even now if you go out there to airports and you look at planes following, like, if you're daisy chaining in, if it's a whole lot of newer Boeings, Airbuses, and Embraers, they're coming in, they have winglets, they can follow themselves in by probably, like 1/4 of a mile to 1/3 of a mile. But if it's the old school birds and they don't have the winglets, like if it's following a 757, following a DC-8 or an MD-80, for some odd reason, they never have them. Some 757s do, but they never have them. The trailing plane's following a little bit further behind to avoid the wing wake turbulence. So anyway, it just, like, it dawned on me, like, I had this epiphany. I'm like, oh, hey, that's kind of cool. So that's how that happens, Yeah. I can do something cool with this. Yeah, I can do something cool with this. Avi, you're going to love this. Or maybe you won't. I got this perfect little red line here that I'm going to trip. Tripping on a red line here. Look at you go. Look at you go. This is the part I hate because I got to fold the wing out of the way. It's the only part of it I hate. Only the trailing edge is going to get that. See, now this is one thing I always forget too, is after you fold the wing out of the way to make the cut, you got to fold the wing back so you're not influencing design and stuff like that. Now this paper is not quite Dodge paper, Mark, but it is really thick. It's kind of like smooth construction paper. If you got an ad, you know, then yeah. And these little tailplanes, like try to explain to Avi on that stuff too. Like you can't tailplanes. I just made it a phase 4. You got to see what your plane likes. May like it down, may like it up. You just got to see what your plane likes. Check out whatever you can, you know, and then build on it. So this plane's going to get the smallest piece of tape I can muster because it's already stupid heavy. No staples. Yeah. Okay. Tape down. There we go. The marker's probably not over here because I was building a table over there yesterday. And it's not. Woof. Classic lines of the phase there. Because the paper's so strong, everything's really straight. It's pretty symmetrical. That one wing kicks up a little bit, but yeah, she's nice. Stall proofing up here, according to like Jason. Yeah, we can do that, but I want to fly it like this first because again, phases aren't usually affected by that too much. They were the ones that introduced stall proofing and used it the most widely, but they don't. All of them don't need it, and I don't put it on all of them, and well, they don't need it. So, but it's a good idea. There you go. First plane of the new year on sale. Specials. Yeah. Celebration. Woo! 3 days only. Just 3 days only, but it's good till April 2025. I think, yeah. Free financing. So, April of 2025. Man. This isn't weekly, or I'd give you some updates. But yeah, so there we are. Little plane. Happy New Year, guys. Wanted to get this in, get this out, get this up, which was cool. Got a chance to do it. Good little show. Just to say, hey, we're back, we're alive, and I'm sorry I'm a little bit down. We're building a plane, got some tech on there. We will get to those videos, just now the holidays over. We had to, you know, make out like a bandit. And we did. So we're back. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to the new shows. Get out there and fly, people. Get out there and build, get out there and fly, and get out there and record these so we can see how yours fly. I'd like to see that. If you can't build this thing, I don't know if you can duplicate the paper. I don't even know what to tell you, but if you can hear it, it's kind of like cardstock. It's pretty thick, so like it's not even no floppiness, you know, like it's strong. Yeah, get out there, get your roundels, get your flying. Let me see what you got. I'll show you what I got. And like I said, here's to a fruitful new year for you guys.